you're fired. That literally happened to Idaho. Fires everywhere. Come along as we find a forgotten fire station on a remote mountain that's fighting a losing battle, make some amazing camp food, and sleep under the stars. I'm Will, and this is Venture to Roam. Today, we are going out on a guy's trip. When I say guy's trip, it's a little bit different. It's me and my 6-year-old son and my best buddy, Chris. So we're just doing a one-night little excursion to a mountain peak that we've been thinking about going to for a long time. This was the perfect excuse to get out and get back on the trail. So another thing that's really exciting is my buddy Chris has been gone all summer. It's been a while since we've been out together. What have you been up to this summer?
My wife and I celebrated our 20th anniversary, so we went to Hawaii. So we drove to Portland, flew to Hawaii, flew back to Portland, and immediately drove to the Oregon coast. So that was for the first 2 weeks of the summer. And then we had a week at home, and then we went on a 3-week trip through Colorado.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got to see Ouray. Learn the right way to pronounce it. So Ouray, and the Great Sand Dunes, and Black Canyon, the Gunnison, and Mesa Verde. So definitely got to go back to Colorado. So.
Well, dude, I am just stoked that you had an awesome summer and that you get to come out tonight to have a little guys' night. This trip seemed auspicious from the beginning because it was the exact same spot Chris and I started from when we went on our very first overlanding trip together. Today we're looking to find Holly Mountain, which has a fire lookout and isn't visited as much as other locations out this way because it's an out and back route. As we traversed the Boise Ridge Road along the mountains, we came upon a gate that reminded me of something I hold very dear to my heart: public lands. The reason I wanted to stop here is because there's a sign behind me that says, so-and-so bought this land and it's private now. And there's a gate over there that used to be closed. We couldn't actually drive through it because someone bought this land and put a gate up. And there was a big court battle and blah, 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 blah. Turns out they have to have public access through this road. So we're super happy that we won in court. We meaning like the people who want to drive on this road to go recreate in Idaho. But it just goes to show how fragile our public lands are. This is a perfect example of what can happen when public land becomes privatized and when we don't respect the land that we're on. After this brief stop on top of my soapbox, we got back to the business of exploring the ridge and finding our way to the top of Holly. A lot of times I serve as the trip navigator, which I really enjoy, but that doesn't mean I always know where I'm going. Well, no trip with me navigating would be incomplete without at least one turnaround because we went the wrong direction. That has just happened. Sorry! Just turned around and we are heading back. We are on the wrong road, so here we go. Luckily, we caught our wrong turn early and found our route that took us deeper into the mountains and farther away from any well-traveled roads. What should have been amazingly beautiful views were choked out by all the smoke from Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and California fires burning all around us. After one little rocky climb, which wasn't very technical but enough to make us alert, we reached the fire lookout. So we made it up to the fire lookout up here, and it's so cool. It feels like it might fall down when you're up there. So there is a little bit of trepidation to walk up there. And there's a sign that clearly says, like, don't vandalize, it's all on video. Of course we would never do that. We just wanted to walk up and take a look and kind of imagine what it must have been like to be stationed here at this fire lookout, looking across for fires. And then right now, during fire season, I mean, it's just eerie, it's just super eerie and spooky to know that there's so many fires out there right now. And this used to be an active lookout. Anyway, we thought we saw a meadow just a little ways back, so we're gonna go check that out, hopefully set up camp and have some dinner. Chris is cooking dinner, I'm doing breakfast. I cannot wait to see what Chris is making for dinner. Even though we weren't gonna have a fire tonight, we were still looking for fire rings because we always wanna stay in an established campsite, which were in short supply around these parts. But we found a beautiful little hill to perch on for the night. It wasn't very flat, so we had to spend some extra time getting the Jeep situated. But once they were, my mind immediately went to what in the heck Chris was going to make me and Emerson for dinner. All right, so Chris, we agreed that you would make dinner and I would make breakfast. So what are you making for dinner?
I got some day old jelly donuts, and we're gonna stick some ham between them.
I don't think you're telling the truth because I see Emma over there doing something with a bag of meat.
Yeah, it is a bag of meat. We have kimchi and then cauliflower rice, but the meat that Em is mixing up right now has some Korean chili paste and a little bit of hoisin and some green onions. We're gonna throw it on the barbecue.
Ooh la la! Be careful, don't pop it.
I won't.
Alright, we have flame. This is hoisin sauce that we're mixing into the cauliflower rice. Chris is about to go get some green onions to put in here. Oh my gosh. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good.
Beef under glass.
Oh, look at that. Voila.
Oh my gosh, guys, that.
Dirty feet. Okay, so we've got the kimchi, the beef, the cauliflower rice underneath. We've got this Korean kind of spicy barbecue sauce. And I'm gonna start with the kimchi. I haven't had kimchi in a long time. Spicy. What's the word? Yeasty? And delicious. All right, now for this. That Korean barbecue sauce is just like, it's like a smoky sriracha. It tastes so good. Shut the front door. Get out of here. This is amazing. We should not be eating this in the woods, but we are. This is awesome, dude. Thank you, Chris. This is amazing. Okay, so we're setting up camp tonight, and yes, I have opened up the rooftop tent, but no, we are not planning on sleeping there tonight. We're planning on doing is sleeping under the stars. I mean, this is a guy's night. This is me, Em, and Chris. Like, let's just sleep under the stars. It's like 70 degrees. It's gonna get down to like 68 tonight. We're gonna do it. We're gonna sleep under the stars. We have the tent deployed, so if we need to bug out in the middle of the night, we can. But our plan is to just enjoy the sky tonight, sleeping on the ground in the open air under the stars. Okay, here's the problem. We have too many good choices. We have Grand Teton malt whiskey. This is Idaho. Very, very good. We have Seven Devils bourbon from Koenig Distillery. This is Idaho. Very, very good. We have Trails End bourbon, which is from Hood River, Oregon, which is phenomenal. Very, very good. And so we have some choices to make tonight. I don't know, man. What do you think? What are we gonna start with?
I think I'm gonna start with the Trails End, and then move on to the Seven Devils, and then move on to the Teton.
I think it's a good plan. But we're starting to hear some howls, which is pretty fun. We don't know if it's coyote or wolves. Now, normally those howls are very distinct, but they're far enough away that we're just catching like faint echoes of them. So we'll keep tuned to like what animal is howling in the distance, but it's pretty awesome. We never did figure out if they were coyotes or wolves, but no harm came to us overnight, except for the self-inflicted kind. Well, good morning. We had a really fun night last night. Maybe a little too fun. Fun enough that both Chris and I are not really looking forward to breakfast. So I was gonna make a breakfast. I had this whole thing planned. I was gonna do kind of my riff on an Overland X recipe of sopas for breakfast. But we're just not really feeling it at the moment, so we're just gonna skip breakfast. Emerson had a couple bagels. He's super happy. So, but the coolest thing about last night is this. We decided to not sleep in the tent. we decided to just lay out our rugs, put our bags down, and sleep under the stars. It was Chris's idea, and I haven't done it since I was a kid. And because Emerson was with us, and it was such a warm night, we're like, hey, let's let Em have this experience too. And so we did it, and I got to tell you, it was awesome. I mean, you should definitely sleep under the stars. We spend all this money on equipment to be so comfortable, right? Rooftop tents and mattresses and fancy pillows and all the stuff that we want to be comfortable when we're camping. Take a little rug or something, or a tarp, put it down on a soft patch of ground, and just get in your sleeping bag and look at the stars all night. It is an experience you should definitely have. Today, we're just going to pack up our camp and head back down the mountain. Emerson's really happy. This is a neat experience to go out, with my 6-year-old son and just have some guy time. We'll see what the rest of the day holds, but pretty great so far.
This was an out and back trail, so we started heading back towards the main ridgeline. I can only imagine what the view from this trail looks like when there's no smoke. As grateful as we were to be out, we're also struck by how bad this fire season had become. It's heartbreaking to think that a place as beautiful as this could be burned and scarred by a forest fire. We were a little quieter on the radio this morning, and I started thinking about the things I did with my dad when I was 6 years old. Those times when we got to do stuff together, just me and him, and how I still look up to him and want to be like him in so many ways. And how, when I was a kid, all I wanted in the whole world was to be around him. I didn't care what we did so long as I got to be there with him. To remember that feeling and then look in the back seat and see my son sitting there, riding along with his dad to Timbuktu, Nowheresville, or wherever else I decide to bring him. It made me grateful that I get to share my time in this beautiful land with him. Together, just the two of us. I got to sleep under the stars with my son. I don't know if he'll ever remember it when he gets to be my age, but I know that at my age, it's something I'll never forget.